Welcome back to Andersen Acres. If you have ever scrolled past a dreamy photo of a farmhouse at sunrise, chickens grazing peacefully in the yard, a goat wearing a flower crown, and thought, wow, I want that life, well, you're not alone. But today we're going to get real about it. This video is about the truth behind hobby farming, the stuff social media doesn't tell you. So let's talk about the stuff you do see online. The perfectly clean barns, animals that always pose nicely, sunsets behind old barns with vines climbing artfully up the side. I've posted a few of those myself. They're pretty. We love the photos. Of course we do. They're gorgeous. Okay? We love those. But what you don't see in those pictures is what happened right before the photo was taken. You know, the moments where I step in duck poop and wiping my foot off in the grass. The barn that was clean for 20 minutes just for filming, and then it was a complete disaster again because the goat and the horse and the chickens invaded. And the chicken in the background, well, getting that chicken to stand still just to get the picture probably took 45 minutes of following the dang chicken around and waiting for it to be in the right spot. It's all complete nonsense sometimes, okay? Hobby farming is messy, and there's turkey. So hobby farming is incredibly messy. It's poopy. It's muddy. There are flies, and your boots will smell like something that came out of a goat. And they're going to smell like that for basically ever. Also, the turkey might almost knock your tripod over as he walks past. It's a thing. There's no such thing as a clean goat pen 2 hours after you clean it. Okay? It looks clean for 45 minutes, and then the goats come back. The ducks are going to wait until you fill the water bowl, and then they will immediately bathe in it. It'll be poop soup in 5 minutes. I promise it always is. And silky chickens, like the kind we have in our pen, well, they're absolutely adorable. And they're little poop machines with zero respect for your clean hands. You can love every second of it and still admit it's gross. Now, this life, it isn't just cute. It's constant. Animals don't take days off, and neither do you if you're responsible for those animals. You have to feed them every day, no matter the weather, no matter how annoyed you are that there's a little tiny one in there that escaped out of the brooder and I can't catch her and get her back. You still got to feed her. You have to deal with frozen water overnight, every night through the winter, especially if you get as cold as we do. Even your heated waterers are going to freeze. You're going to have to call the vet at 2 a.m. because your goat's in labor and something's stuck. There are going to be never-ending projects. You're going to be fixing fences and repairing shelters and collecting eggs and cleaning and gardening and preserving food, basically until you lose your mind. And then there's the mental load of keeping it all straight. All of that matters. And you think hobby farming saves you money? I hate to burst that bubble, but oh my sweet summer child. No. So let's break down some of it, okay? Okay, the duck eggs. We've got some ducks laying in the shadows over there. Yeah, the duck eggs are technically free, but that ignores all the money we spend on keeping them with a kiddie pool and their feed and their shelter. Chickens, sure, they might be $5 each after you spent $700 on a coop. And let's not mention fencing or feed or vet bills or your brooder plates and your brooders, your livestock guardian dogs. Vodka just showed up here at my feet. All of this costs money, okay? And then there's going to be those surprise vet visits in the middle of the night that just are insanely expensive. Everything costs money, okay? Everything costs money. Thank you. Excuse me. Everything costs money, and it'll all cost more than you thought. And thank you as well. Everything will cost more than you thought it would, and it just gets absolutely insane, okay? You're not going to save money. You're not. And let's not even talk about how it interferes in your schedule. If you've ever had to leave a family dinner because a goat is screaming and you know that's the sound of labor starting, then you'll know what I mean. Vodka's going to check on his birds. If you hear a whole bunch of birds making noise, it's because Vodka's going through the bush checking on his birds. But you're going to have to leave a family dinner. You're going to get delayed because you couldn't find all your chickens. You are going to have an animal health emergency. That means you can't go for Christmas dinner. Your gardening needs to be weeded. Your garden needs to be weeded now, not 3 weeks from now. And you got to do it. And let's not forget, you're going to be hard pressed to get a weekend away because you can't always find someone who is willing to look after your flock while you're gone. So, what can you do? Not a ton, except deal with it. And yes, there's Vodka checking on all his tiny birds. He likes to make sure all his little ones are safe. So, yes, the work is endless. Yes, it's messy. Yes, it's exhausting. But it's also beautiful. And that part is real too. So, here at Andersen Acres, I get to see life begin. I get to watch baby bunnies come into the world. I get to be there when chicks emerge from the eggs. I get to bottle feed baby goats. And I get to raise livestock guardian puppies. And every spring we get to play with kittens. My kids know how to care for animals, how to grow things, how to fix a busted fence post, and how to fix dinner. There's something magical about walking outside and hearing the farm come alive every morning. Because it does. It sparkles, even through the mess. We share the pretty moments because they're real, but so is the rest of it. I think it's important to share the truth, because if you're thinking of starting a hobby farm, I do want you to know the whole story. Not just the romantic version. You can do this. Vodka's following me around in case something bad happens to me. But you can do this. It's not easy, but it's worth it. There's no such thing as perfect, especially on the farm. Just the one that works for you. You know, whatever works for you and however it works for you, then that's right for you. And remember, if you are going to get started, start small. Learn as you go. Don't be afraid to get your boots and your hands dirty. You are going to have some dirt under your fingernails, as I always do. Now that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. Drop a comment below and tell me what surprised you the most about hobby farming, or what you thought it would be like before you started, and then what the reality turned out to be. We'll see you tomorrow.